So I'm going to ask you a quick question. Are you afraid to solder copper pipes, that is? If you are, then PEX could be a really great option for you. And in this quick video, this really quick tips video, I'm going to share with you some real basic ideas about how to use PEX and how to use SharkBite fittings instead of soldering. Now I will say this, before we begin, you need to make sure that PEX is allowed in your local town. So you need to check on your plumbing codes before you use PEX, but I really do think it's a great option for you. So let's dive into the tips right now. So here are all the tools that you need for PEX. You have your crimp rings, you have your PEX fittings. This is just a 90-degree elbow. They make a whole bunch of different fittings. These are SharkBite fittings. You don't necessarily need them for PEX. These are the PEX pipes, so you've got red, white, and blue. Red typically signifies hot, white is just kind of neutral. You can use it for hot or cold. And then you have blue, which is for cold. You have the PEX crimper. This is by SharkBite. You have the SharkBite fitting depth tool. You have the no-go-go gauge for this, which I'll get into in a second. You have your PEX cutter. This is by Milwaukee. And then you have your crimp ring removal tool, and then a simple Sharpie marker. Using PEX is extremely easy. The first step is to slide your ring on, and you want this to be about 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Then you slide on your fitting. The next step is you just apply the crimp ring tool to the crimp ring and make sure this is at a 90-degree angle. When you hear that pop, that's when you know you're done. And as a matter of fact, this is actually maybe a little bit too far in from the edge. You know, it should be 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So if you had to cut this off, here's what you would do. Oh, but before I do that, I wanted to show you the go, no-go gauge by SharkBite. So this is going to be hard to see, but this says 1/2 inch go. Basically, you slide this over the fitting, and if it goes over the fitting, or the crimp ring, you're good to go. Now the no-go, so this says no-go, it should not slide over the crimp ring, and it doesn't. And that's how you know that your crimper is working correctly. But if you didn't like how this looks, you just take your PEX cutter and you cut this pipe as close as you can to the fitting. Then you take your removal tool and you slide it in like so, and you're just gonna cut the crimp ring. Now be careful, you know, you wanna wear goggles for this. Then you spin it 180 degrees and you do the exact same thing on the other side. It just kind of comes off like that. So you want to ensure that your fitting is in good shape, just kind of inspect it, and then you can reuse it. So like I said, you can actually use PEX with SharkBite fittings. In order to do that, you slide the depth tool over it, and you place a mark on the piece of PEX. And then you slide your SharkBite fitting onto it. Now I will point out this, the SharkBite has a little plastic insert in it, and that's to go inside the piece of PEX, and it makes this connection nice and rigid. Now here's the deal, the SharkBite fitting will spin, and that's perfectly normal. If you wanted to get the SharkBite fitting off, you just slide a removal tool on and you press in on it and you pull it off. Alright, so there you go. That is how you use PEX. Now before you stop watching the video, I've got a question for you. Would you be more willing to use PEX than copper pipe at this point? Tell me down in the comments, and if you would be willing to use PEX, how would you go about doing that within your home? And if you've used PEX before, give us some tips down in the comments as well, because the tips from you help our entire DIY community. So thanks so much for sharing. Thanks for watching the video today. You can always subscribe to the Home Repair Tutor channel. If you're looking to do a bathroom remodel, one that you're going to plan, renovate, and well, I guess do on your own, you may want to check out bathroomrepairtutor.com. That's where we have over 100 video tutorials on bathroom remodeling with step-by-step guidance from a professional bathroom remodeler, and you can check that out at bathroomrepairtutor.com. All right, I'll see you down in the comments. Take care. Here comes my second daughter. Check her out. Hey Kate, what's up? They're so cute.